Okay, welcome back to Neverwinter Nights 2, the original campaign run through with Meren Tiefling Swashbuckler. We're using the complete craftsman, and we removed ECL from the Tieflings. I tried to remove a couple of powers from them as well, but the game keeps giving it back after I level, and they really don't mechanically affect the story really much at all, so that's fine. It turned out there wasn't really much crafting I could do. I could make boots of speed. I didn't, because what I really want is to get natural armor bonus, and the only way to get natural armor bonus is to get an amulet. And I have an amulet that gives me true seeing. So, no. I'm not... What are they training you in these days? Most of the Grey Cloaks are simple farmers. They've never had to fight off a pack of swamp wolves. Some of them never held a weapon before they joined up. Kana needs people with skill at arms, and also anyone that can lead men. Every one of the militia at home had that. She's teaching me about being a sergeant, but she's got a strange way of going about it. Like what? She goes on about the way of the sword. She pretty much expects every one of us to charge death itself, buck naked, armed with a skinning knife if need be. That's good, but in my estimation, soldiers need to have to help the people too. We watch the trade roads and interact with people all the time. They're going to be giving me men to teach, and I don't know if I should follow Kana's example or try and get them to be proficient both with manners and words, too. Discipline and focus is necessary. We all have to be good people first, warriors second, handle it any way you like. Teach them obedience and achieving objectives at all costs. That's not Yo. That was more Yadra. Handle it any way you like. That's Nietzsche. We all have to be good people first, and warriors second. That is lawful good. Good. What good are soldiers if their own people don't respect them? That's what I say. Anything else? What do you think about the war? The mirror is always dangerous, but the King of Shadows makes lizardlings and swamp wolves look like kobold runs. It's going to be a tough fight. How are you doing? It goes, I have a question for you. Kana, she believes in your cause. It's like you're a god to her or something. She's willing to die for you without a second thought. How do you do that? How do you ask someone to give their life for you like that? Some things are bigger than you or me. Some things are worth dying for. That is her. And I'm going to put this down to the line from Babylon 5, Captain Sheridan. The man is expendable, the cause is not. That's the thing in Babylon 5. They expected that the whole rebellion was a cult of personality, that if Sheridan died, that if they got Sheridan to break, then they would kill the rebellion. And they might have done so, but all of his immediate followers were, and he himself were, given the idea that he himself was not the important thing. He was just the tool to get the cause into motion. And that's the thing. The leader is just the person who happened to be the best tool that got put into that position. The tool is used by the cause, the people, and the cause is fueled by the people. It's people give the rulers the power. Let's see, in every war there are casualties, and Kana is an experienced soldier. There's no easy answer to that. I expect everyone to carry my orders without fail. My objectives are what's important. Some things are bigger than you or me. Some things are worth dying for. I can understand that. If you're fighting for what's right, then there's really no other way, is there? Kana wants me to lead my men, but I don't know if I can ask them to do something that will most likely get them killed. You will know what to do when you have to. It's our job to make sure that if we ask them to pay in blood, the price is worth it. Too much violence in the world, many deaths await before my tasks are done. Here we go. It's our job to make sure we ask them to pay in blood, the price is worth it. The other soldiers don't sense it, but there's a battle brewing. I served in the militia long enough to feel it in my bones. This must be a dialogue from earlier in the storyline, because everybody in the keep should know that there's an army of dead men coming up now because Nasher's convalescing in the keep somewhere. War is coming. I don't know how much a couple of harbormen can change it. Why did you join the Grey Cloaks? I wanted to make a difference. There's a lot of problems in the mirror, and I think you're going to do something about it, Captain. Are you telling me everything? No, but it's difficult to talk about. Haven't really told anyone. Oh, we're friends. You can talk to me. After you left West Harbor the first time, I was heading out to the landing place. Mom needed butter or some such. The landing house is out on the edge of the swamp, remember? I remember it was a dark night. The moons were just shadowed by clouds. Didn't see them coming. Some cloaked figure. It was some of those gray-skinned dwarves who attacked West Harbor. They asked a lot of questions. I didn't want to tell them anything, but their knives were sharp, and I think I would have told them anything to make the pain stop. I'm so sorry, Meren. Why on earth are you sorry? They asked about everything we did, every little detail. They said they'd kill me. They didn't know about the silver shard, and I told them, and I just knew that they'd come hunting after you, after it. And when we heard how much trouble you got into, I felt so wrong and guilty I betrayed you. I should be asking for your forgiveness for what you've suffered. It's because of me. My forgiveness. It's nice of you to say, but those things were hunting you. Could have killed you, and you were important then as you are now. I've had nightmares ever since. Brother Meren said I needed to do something about it, or else it would eat at me until there wasn't anything left. So you did tell someone about it. Once you came and you were asking for help, it dawned on me. He's right. I know I've got my problems, but I know I can help. Many heroes have had problems. You can overcome them. You'll serve the keep well, Bevel. Have faith. I will. This was hard to tell you, but I'm glad I did. Can we talk about something else, Captain? See if you have. How are you doing? What are they training you in these days? I already asked that. Okay, so I think that's the last conversation segment I need to do. I suppose I could talk to... There's Nishka, there's Alani. But every time I try to talk to them, they don't have anything new to say. So, Keep is ready to stand against the Shadow Army. XP for greatly fortifying Crossroad Keep, 2,000. XP for 2 alliances, 2,000. Cool, I got XP for doing that. I didn't know you did that. Then let us strike against the enemy before they surround us. Okay. I'm going in with sand. Maybe I should have changed my party first? Changed it. Oh, I have a druid, so I have some sort of healing. I have Kelgar, and I have Nishka, so I have my core. Oh, wait. Looks like we're going to go to a war room situation.
My lord, you should rest. Gather your strength.
I must still remain strong. Any sign of weakness now to our own troops, and the King of Shadows will have gained another edge on us. He marches on Crossroad Keep, and it will not be long before his forces are at our gates. But you, Knight Captain, and your efforts here, you have served Neverwinter beyond the call of duty, risking your life not once, but several times without hesitation. If there is anything that I think will be the light against this shadow that comes against us, it is you and the fortress I have granted you. But on to the matters at hand.
What of Waterdeep? Of the Lord's Alliance? Have they answered our call?
They're several hundred miles away.
And our other allies are on their way, but I do not know if they will arrive in time.
They have to go by sea because they're south of the Mir. We cannot depend on reinforcements.
I agree. We must defend this keep as if we stand alone.
You must hold this keep against these shadows. You have raised this place with your own hands. Now you must keep it together and lead your men in battle.
And that means every life is precious. We cannot sacrifice lives without some greater return. I will do what I can. Our forces will be worthy of memory, I promise.
We should waste no time. Please meet us in the war room, Captain.
And it's another scene change. Here we go. Okay, and Alani is the only one that stayed with me? Okay, Where am I? All the doors are closed. Okay, is that the right... That's the right room. Did you barricade... You barricaded the basement. We are ready to start whenever you are. Very well. Let's begin. Let us start. There is much to cover. And so the latest... Let me get... Okay, here we go. Yay! Yes, I know I'm doing... you know what I'm doing. And of course the table is round. It would be more effective actually to be square. Isn't H the one that makes the... Oh, I can't do it. And so that is the latest report on the walls and the troop strength, Kana. What news from the scouts? Screen capture? Screen capture? There we go. The scouts have returned, Captain. The enemy has been sighted on the outskirts of the keep, and the bridges on the South River have already been captured. Well, now we all know that whoever holds the bridges holds this keep, or at least the way into it. If they try and march up the mountain pass, we can make it hard on them, but with the loss of those bridges, then the advantage is theirs. We need to fix that now before they get any further. Bishop is right. We need to act. The defense of this keep needs to be our first concern. We need time to set up blockades within the courtyard and ready the walls. We cannot allow the enemy to cross the river. If we act quickly, we may be able to recapture the crossing and destroy the bridges. Doing so would limit the enemy's movements and work in our favor. The King of Shadows marches to the keep regardless. How would this help? How much time would this buy us? Since when do undead worry about crossing water? You have enough knowledge, you know there are a lot of undead that have problems crossing water. Enough talk then. We should set out as soon as possible. But let's do... How much time would this buy us? A few days at best, Captain. Let's go ahead and ask about undead. Certainly not the shadows or spirits, sir, but vampires cannot cross without aid, and the slower creatures like skeletons or ghouls will be swept along the current. Not sure about ghouls. They have increased strength. And the land often has defenses against those that are no longer of it. Even now, it is our ally, Lane. We are fortunate that the King of Shadows needs to keep its fighting force together, one of the few certainties we can count on. What else can we count on? That the battle will come at night. They are creatures of darkness, and many must remain there. Know this. Know that while this is true of many of the greater undead, such as the blood drinkers and the shadows, not all of them are harmed by the sun's light. Blood drinkers? Vampires, not you. Still... Why was that even an assumption, Nishka? Still, these greater undead form the commanders of their army, and the lesser undead most likely not attack without their guidance, because they are mindless. I recommend that we exploit this weakness whenever possible, Captain. Okay, enough talk then. I'm not going to ask that. That's obvious. We should set out as soon as possible. Unfortunately, Captain, we do not have many forces to spare. In advance of your arrival, I sent Grey Cloaks to the river. Sending another full complement would be too dangerous for the keep. I recommend taking a single unit with you. A single unit? How will they destroy the bridge when they get there? I can't very well punch that bridge into pieces. Well, quickly enough, that is. Perhaps we could use one of your inventions, Grobnar? Well, if you want to make large stones into smaller stones, you can use a hammer, a giant, or explosives. Oh, like blast globes. If you give me access to the storerooms, I might be able to create some without blowing up the keep, I think. How long will this take you? Well, give me 40 hands, which equates to a score of men, or 40 men with one hand. I can fashion enough for our needs in about an hour. Okay, let's do it. Very well, then. We will set out in an hour's time, though there is still the matter of your soldiers. Your allied forces have not arrived yet, although we have sent word about our situation. With luck, they'll join you on the river. Tell me how the different units are shaping up. Which one would you like to know about? Let's talk about Grey Cloak fighters. The Greep's mainstay, our swordsmen are the first line of defense. Grey Cloak fighters, swords inflict slashing damage, vulnerable to piercing damage. They are amongst Neverwinter's finest and some of the best trained troops I have ever seen. You're one of the ones that was responsible for training them, so good. You have managed to outfit them with very impressive weapons. Grey Cloak archers? Your archers are a critical component of our forces, though they are ill-suited for the front lines. Ranged attack units use bows for piercing damage, vulnerable to slashing and piercing weapons. They are among the Neverwinter's finest, and so the best trained troops I've ever seen. Yeah. Managed to outfit them with very impressive weaponry. Yes, you said that at the fight us. Lizardmen warriors. Our lizardmen allies carry ritual spears with long reach, and each seems to have druidic talents as well. Lizardmen warriors use spears for piercing damage and long reach, can automatically use druid spells. We didn't just get lizards, we got lizardmen druids. Awesome. Iron Fist fighters. Iron Fist are hardy warriors. I wish I could give some weaknesses, but other than the fact they have no ranged weapons, their armor is strong, and their weapons effective against most sorts of enemies. Wield hammers that inflict blunt damage. No vulnerabilities. That's it for now. Okay, let's form a group and set out. Which group would you like under your command? I don't have dwarves or lizardmen yet. Otherwise, I would bring the dwarves. Or lizardmen. Lizardmen because it's on water. Just an RP thing. It doesn't affect mechanics. Dwarves because of engineering skill. Again, RP thing, not mechanics. But we only have one. Do I want archers or fighters? I think I want archers. And we'll take the front line. Very good, sir. Normally we would assign units to your companions as well, but these circumstances call for a smaller force than normal. That being said, who would you like to go bring with you? Mishka? Not sure what help I can be, but alright, I'm glad for the company. And so am I. I feel this strange rosy glow of us all of a sudden. We don't have to hug, do we? And who else? Ona can take one other? Who do I want to bring with me? It's either going to be Kelgar or Casimir, because I'm taking archers. We'll take... Or I could bring the construct. I don't want... No, the construct's not an option. Huh. I'll take Kelgar or Casimir. I'll take Kelgar. I was hoping you'd pick me. Good, I've been hungry for a fight. There's no better dwarf I'd want fighting beside me. Well, thank you. Then I believe that is it, Captain. We shall send ready your men and have them at your side within an hour. When you arrive at the outskirts, you should find a familiar face waiting for you, your father's. Dagon? He has been invaluable in reporting the movements of the enemy since he arrived. Your father's an excellent scout, one of the best I've seen. He haven't seen me in action then. Trust me, Bishop. You're nothing. Dagon has been reporting on troop movements for some time. He will likely have useful information to share with you. Yeah, Bishop, Dagon's been doing scouting reports, and we didn't know about it. You'd think you would have... that would be a thing. In the meantime, I recommend that you outfit yourself and your companions as necessary. Your men have gathered in the keep in case you need them. I have no further need to outfit myself further. Then we shall do our best to prepare the keep for your return. May the battle go well. Prepare the keep, Kana. I'm counting on you. Of course, Captain. We will be ready. I really would like to see how she ends up being, what she ends up like as an epic. Destroy the bridges. Those are undead. Those are archers.
Sir, we've arrived at the outskirts. With all this smoke in the air, the enemy can't be far.
Then carry out your duty to Crossroad Keep in Neverwinter and bring those bridges down. I'm going to skip to a new video. I know this is going to be cutting it to about 20 minutes, but I don't want my timer to go off at a dramatic point. This is a good split point. See you in a moment. Let me go ahead and end the